Well, hello and welcome. This is review number 6, one of the biggest reviews we have, so get ready to have a lot of fun with Microsoft Access. The review begins on page 373 of your textbook, and I really look forward to this one because it gets really into the more fun aspects of database applications. First step, open the Supplier 5 database that you worked on in the previous videos or in the previous classes. Database 5 is the beginning of Database 6, but we want a backup copy. So what we're going to do is we're going to take Database 5, right? Supplier 5. Supplier 5, we have it open, and we're going to save as, and we're going to give it a new name. And make sure you put this database exactly where you intend to find it later. Okay, all I'm doing is I'm changing the 5 into a 6. All right, so that's the whole idea. Take Supplier 5 and save as, give it a new name so you have a backup copy, and you have Supplier 6. You may have to enable content, that's fine, and that's normal, and that is step number 1. Item 2, it says in the TBL product table, remove the lookup feature from the supplier ID field. This is the exact same feature you just built in the previous video, in the previous lab. I know, it feels uncomfortable, but that's what we're doing. TBL product, we're going to open this up in Design View. Open it up in Design View and select the supplier ID field. It looks just like every other field until you move down to the field properties portion and you look under the lookup tab of the field properties. You have the general tab and you have the lookup tab. Choose the lookup tab. This is where things look different for this particular field. Right now the display control is called combo box. You're going to change that to, there we go, text box. Press enter. Save your work. And let's see, do we close it yet? Yep, we close it. Oh no, we go to Datasheet View. Datasheet View, yes, because now we can see that the supplier ID field is very wide and it doesn't need to be as wide as it used to be. I'm going to go to the border between column, the supplier ID and the product name, 2 left clicks, and now the supplier ID field has been resized. Save your work and close it. That's step number 2. Now, step number 3, it says we're going to edit the relationship between the TBL supplier and the TBL product tables. So in order to do that, we go to the Database Tools. And under Database Tools, we find the Relationships command. And under the Relationships, sure enough, the relationship is just a relationship, nothing special showing here. Using your pointer to point right at the relationship, right-click it, and then choose Edit Relationships. And we're going to enforce referential integrity, and we are going to cascade update related fields. All right, we're going to enforce referential integrity and cascade update related fields, and then choose OK. What you should see in the end is a one-to-many relationship between the product table and the supplier table. If you don't see that, go back, edit the relationship again, and see that you do get that relationship. Close it, and we're moving on. Step number 4, use the documenter to document the QRY company contacts query. Oh no, I'm sorry. We didn't finish step number 3. Look at that. Step number 3 had another feature to it. So let's go back to Database Tools. And now you're at the relationship command, but now we're going to use what? The relationship report. Where did that go? Relationships. It's under Database Tools, under Tools. There it is. Mine doesn't have one. Let's open it up. Ah, now it shows. It has to be open in order for the relationship report feature to be available to you. Once again, Microsoft has a context-sensitive ribbon, and I got caught by it. So we're going to have the relationships open, and we choose to use the relationships report. There it is. Okay. Right-click and save this particular report, and it has a name. Where's that name? RPT, Relationships for Products. No space. Products. There we go. RPT, Relationships for Products report. Choose OK. Well, that looks pretty good. Let's close and print preview. And let's close this as well. Next item, it says use the datasheet tool to create a form. No, that's step 5. Step 4, it says use the documenter to document the QRY company contacts query. That's step 4. Okay, so we're in the, let's see, we're going to close relationships for now. Then under database tools, under the Analyze group, there's a database documenter, and we're going to choose that one. And in the database documenter, we're going to document only the Queries tab. And within the Queries tab, we're going to choose the QRY Company Contacts query. QRY Company Contacts. And in the Options button, in the bottom right-hand corner of this dialog box, look for the Options button. And we want the middle button chosen for both of these. All right. So in the Fields options, we want names, data types, and sizes. Names, data types, and sizes here. And in the indexes, we want names and fields here. We choose OK. Then choose OK. And we get to view the report. Now, on your final exam or your midterm or some other project, you may be asked to do something in particular with this report. I'm not going to ask you to print it. You do not have to print this file. But in some other environments, you might be asked to do something with it. So let's close this print preview and move on to step number 5. I keep trying to jump to step 5. Okay, use the datasheet tool to create a form based on the TBL product table. All right, so we're going to select the TBL product table. Just select it, don't open it. Okay, then we're going to go to the Create tab. In the Forms group, we're going to use the More Forms button here. And the form we're going to try to create is a data sheet view. And here's our data sheet. And it's amazing that our data sheet looks exactly like an open table, and that's what it's intended to do. It's supposed to give you the feeling that you've opened the table itself without actually opening the table. All right, we're going to right-click and save this object, and we're going to call it FRM Product Data Sheet. And that, folks, is step number 5. All right, so let's go ahead and do step number 6. Close all the objects first, and then we're going to use the Multiple Items tool to create a form based on the QRY Duplicate Product Types query. QRY Duplicate Product Types, there it is. We'll select that first. Don't open it, just select it. And we're going to use the Create tab. in the Forms group, that's over here, the More Forms, and we're looking for the Multiple Items form. Now we're going to right-click and save this form and call it FRM Product Type Multiple Items. And then choose OK. FRM Product Type Multiple Items. And choose OK. And we can close this form. So that brings us through steps 1 through 6 today. And I hope you enjoyed and learned something new. And please follow along. We'll start with step number 7 in the next video.